Hi, Algebra 1. Today we're working on finishing our 8.3 notes. 8.3 will be due tomorrow, and we'll have a quiz over 8.1 through 8.3 tomorrow. 8.3 notes, just because I have some additional time, I'm going to go over some more stuff. However, I'm expecting you guys to have all your homework finished, and I will give you back what I have graded tomorrow as well. And iTunes is updating. So we're using FOIL. So we're on number 3 on your notes. If you could please go ahead and get that out for me. FOIL stands for finding the sums of the first terms, the outer terms, the inner terms, and the last terms. That's where FOIL comes from. First, outer, inner, and last. FOIL. FOIL is a technique that is useful, but it's only useful for multiplying binomials. It's not actually useful for any other types, and so that's why I'm hesitant on showing it. It's a good mnemonic device to remember. Mnemonic just means something that you use to remember something else. However, specifically like using it for every certain scenario doesn't always work. So let's use red. So what is 5x minus 3 times 2x plus 1? So here's how I do FOIL, and I just write FOIL vertically, F-O-I-L, and then I go ahead and draw colons. I'm doing my best with my fingers, sorry. So I have 5x times 2x, and then that gives me 10x squared. That's my first term. So that's the 5x part and the 2x part. Those are the first terms in each of the sets of equations. Then I have my outside terms. So that's going to be 5x is on the outside, and then 1. So 5x times 1 is 5x. And again, this part's multiplication, and then we're going to add all that together. Inside, so then I take negative 3 times 2x. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. And then last is the last part of each binomial, so that's negative 3 times 1, so negative 3. So there's 10x squared, 5x minus 6, and negative 3. So if I write these out, I got 10x squared plus 5x minus 6x minus 3. Combine these two guys together, you'll have 10x squared minus x minus 3. And I'm done. This is a little bit less work than some of the other ones, so a lot of students like this one. They prefer it, but as I said, it's only useful for binomials and binomials. We'll see next class period, what this causes problems with when we have something else. The next one is what is 3x plus 2 and 6x minus 8? So let's switch to a different color so it's a little bit easier. So I have, so again, I got my FOIL, first, outside, inside, last. So I have, first is 3x times 6x, outside is 3x times negative 8, inside is 2 times 6x, and then last is 2 times negative 8. I multiply through, so 3x times 6x is going to be 18x squared. 3x times negative 8 is negative 24x. 2 times 6x is 12x, and then 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. Combine these all together. When I add my middle terms, I'm going to get a negative 12x. So my final answer is going to be 18x squared minus 12x, or negative 12x, and then minus 16. So there's that part. So those are two examples for you. Going on to now, something before we do the got it, I want to talk about why I show you 3 methods. All these methods work for when you multiply binomial and binomial. This is not a slide you have in your notes. If you're like, where's this in our notes? It doesn't exist. What if you're multiplying a binomial with a trinomial? How does this change each of the methods? I'm going to come back to this. This is going to be kind of your non-official homework that I want you to work on before then you work on your homework today, because you're going to have a lot of time to work on homework today, which, by the way, your homework's due tomorrow, so finish the homework. But before, let's jump into the got it. We're going to come back to this slide, but I just want you to kind of keep in your mind, we've only been multiplying things with 2 terms by 2 terms, and this is causing a problem. So we're going to see what's going to happen here shortly. So before, let's do the got it. So if you would please go ahead and pause the video now, and then I will come back and do this for you. Thank you so much. Alright, I'm going to assume you had enough time to pause the video and we have time to work through it. So let's go ahead and do this. So I go ahead and write FOIL out, F-O-I-L, and my colons. Alright, so F stands for first, so that's going to be 3x times x. I clicked too hard. 3x times x. And then outside is 3x times 2. Inside, negative 4 times x. And then last is negative 4 times 2. So 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times 2 is 6x. Negative 4 times x, negative 4x. And then negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. These two terms combine to be a positive 2x, so my final answer is 3x squared plus 2x minus 8. There you go. There's your answer. You got it. Hopefully you got it right. If you did, go ahead and give yourself a star, and then put a smiley face next to it. Yes. Looks kind of angry. Let's go ahead and jump back to the slide that we were just on. So this is this slide here. So if you would, go ahead and copy down this 2x plus 1, and then the 3x squared plus x minus 2. Go ahead and copy this down. If you want to put this in your notes on that, because you have like a full back page, like a full, like 2/3 of the back page that you can put this on, go ahead and copy that down. I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to do that before I give you your next task. Alright, so I'm looking for just this part copied down. So just that. So now that you have that copied down, I want you to try all 3 of the different methods with this and see which ones work and which ones don't. Notice that you'll have to distribute it you'll have to distribute it twice, but there's 3 parts. So we're going to cut this guy in half, just like we've been doing before. And then with your table, you'll have to make a table that has, let's see, 2 columns, like this, but it'll need to have 3 rows. So you'll have to have some additional rows. And then see what works with FOIL or if it doesn't work at all. I finished gone over all of the notes, so this homework's due tomorrow. If you would also work on any corrections you have, and then this is work on your homework after you do all 3 parts with this one. This will be our problem of the day for tomorrow. So your first one is doing distributive with this one, and then the table, and then finally try to FOIL. I will tell you blatantly one of these does not work, and you can't get it to work, but the other 2 work just fine. Thank you so much for listening and paying attention. I appreciate it. Please use the rest of class time to work on your homework. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.